up in the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near. So grateful. Thank you for the
Hey everyone, good morning. Thank you so much for being here, or good afternoon or good evening. But in my time right now, it is morning and we are starting school in less than a week. So I thought it'd be fun to take you along with me while I prep some yummy breakfast foods. Now, we're all about the Eggo waffles and the Eggo pancakes and yogurt, and that's our go-to on a lot of mornings, but it is really nice to have some fresh homemade goodies in the freezer that are quick and easy to thaw. And we're going to make some really, really, really yummy muffins that I don't even think lasted 2 days in my house because they're so good. But we're starting off here with a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit recipe. And I'll tell you what, I was skeptical. I've never made this particular recipe before. And you're actually making the homemade biscuit. Now, I know my title of this video is easy and quick. This is definitely the most time consuming, but considering the fact that you're making a homemade biscuit, it is not time consuming at all, if that makes any sense. It is so quick and easy, and it's literally just flour and Greek yogurt and a little bit of salt, which is why I was skeptical. I was like, I don't know how these are going to come out. You get a lot of protein from the Greek yogurt, and of course, I'm using these in a breakfast sandwich, but you can certainly just make the biscuits and add butter and have it that way too as a healthier option. But like I said, as I'm doing this, I'm kind of like cringing a little bit, not really sure how this was going to come out. I wanted to really try this. It looks delicious on Pinterest. I'm going to share the recipes of everything I make today down below for you guys. But I was so surprised at how delicious and easy this was to do. It's literally just taking all of that, folding it into each other, making this dough. Then it's super sticky, so you do have to flour your surface and roll it, not roll it out. I just literally pounded it out with my hands. And for making a batch of fresh biscuits, it was actually super, super easy. And the recipe does call for self-rising flour, which normally is something when I see that in a recipe, I'm like, no, I'm out. I don't even know what that is. I know I don't have it. But I've stopped trying to do that lately because a lot of times you can either make it your own with ingredients you do have, or you can very easily find it in the stores. But today I actually made it myself. I just Googled how to do self-rising flour, and it's just basically adding, oh my goodness, I forget if it was baking soda or baking powder. I want to say baking powder to flour, and I think it was a little bit of salt. And it was super easy to do, and I had everything on hand for it. But another super easy trick to doing this recipe, of course, is to just buy store-bought biscuits, Pillsbury dough biscuits, or these would be super yummy even on a croissant. So many ways, but I figured I wanted to try this out. I've never made homemade biscuits before, especially with just 3 ingredients and the Greek yogurt. I was really taken back by that. So it's filled with protein. My oldest is definitely going to love these. You'll see later in the video, I do show you how I wrap them and freeze everything, and it's very easy. Like the night before school, I'll take 1 or 2 out depending on who I think will eat it the next morning, and I'll let it thaw in the in the refrigerator overnight. But there's been times too with other breakfast sandwiches and things that I've made and frozen that I did not remember to take out the night before, and I just simply took them from the freezer and either put them in the microwave or air fried them or whatever, and they come out just the same. But it is nice to have them already thawed, and then I just usually wrap them in a paper towel just to absorb any moisture that comes off of them, and it's usually like 30 seconds to a minute if they're thawed. So super, super easy, makes for really good quick morning snacks, and these would even be good for lunch boxes if your kids like breakfast for lunch or that sort of thing. They're really super easy. You can just pop them in the microwave and then put them back, wrap them back in the foil once you take them out of the microwave to put into their lunch boxes, and it should stay, nice and warm for lunch. But anyway, so we got the biscuits all made. Now I am cracking the 7 eggs for the sandwiches. Now, when I made the biscuits, because this recipe says it serves 7. So I think that I made my biscuits a little bit smaller than the recipe calls for. And instead of the recipe calls for 7, and then you're supposed to, according to the recipe, cut your biscuits in half and then you make your sandwiches. But I think I made so many biscuits that I just used, I had like double the amount of biscuits, even more. So I just used a biscuit for the bottom and a biscuit for the top. Now, if you make if you use a bigger, cutter, then obviously your biscuits will be bigger, and then you can cut that, your biscuit in half to make your sandwich that way. But I just used a cookie cutter. I don't have a biscuit cutter, so I just used a round cookie cutter that I had, and I wanted them on the smaller side anyway because my kids aren't huge breakfast eaters, and when they see something big on their plate and they feel like they have to eat the whole thing, normally they won't even take a bite. Like, they get turned off from the get-go. So for me, when it's cute and small and they look like it's doable for them to finish, it's better all around. So I made mine on the smaller side, but like I said, if you make yours on the bigger side, then you'll just cut your biscuits in half and add your bacon, egg, and cheese that way. I'm taking the first batch out of the oven, and they came out so good, nice and puffy. I'm also using, for the first time, microwavable bacon. Now, obviously, you can get regular bacon and cook it up and put that in the microwave too, even. But when I did my BJ's order, I saw that they had this microwavable bacon, and I said, you know what, it's good because not all the times does we go through a big thing of bacon. And yes, it's a little pricier, and it's something I'm not going to buy all the time, but in a quick pinch, when I'm trying to get some stuff together and I don't want to, sit there and fry up some bacon, or I'd rather just contain the mess in the microwave, it actually worked out really good. I had to put them in for a little bit longer to get the crisp I like than it says on the box, but it did work out well and came out and was super, super, super convenient to have bacon done that quickly and neatly without any of the mess. But this is the eggs that are just going ahead and setting up, and obviously you want them really set. You want to be able to flip this over. I mean, mine totally breaks in half, but it's okay. You can use every bit of it, whether it's cracked or not. So you're just going to set that up on both sides, and then you're going to take your cookie cutter or your biscuit cutter, and you're going to make the circles to put on your biscuits. But this was the bacon when I took it out of the microwave, and came out great, super crispy, and like I said, no mess, which is always a plus when you're cooking bacon. And I had slices of sharp cheddar, so that's what I'm going to use, and I'm just cutting them up into these little squares to be able to go on the biscuits, and that worked out great. But you can certainly use, block cheese. You can shred some cheese. I mean, whatever works. You're just melting cheese on the sandwich. And I'm going to take these eggs, I'm going to put them on my cutting board here, and I'm going to use that same cutter to cut out little circles to get our sandwiches put together.
I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near. So grateful. Thank you for the laughter, thank you for the tears, thank you for the moments that we hold dear. Thank you for the love, thank you for the light. I'm grateful every day, you make my world so bright. The world can be a crazy place with valleys and with geeks, but you bring joy into my life, turn frowns into cheeks. Through all the ups and downs, you've been my saving grace. With every step we take, our love will find its place.
Getting these on the biscuits now, and they just came out super cute, and even more importantly, really, really yummy. My oldest was a taste tester. He was there when I was doing this, and he said, thumbs up, really good and super tasty and really, really easy to freeze. And like I said, I was so surprised at how good those biscuits came out just with the flour and the Greek yogurt. They were so good. Now, this next one could not literally be easier. It is the definition of homemade easy breakfast. You're just scrambling up eggs, which I think here I used 4. Did I just put 4 in? 4 or 5. And you're just taking crescent rolls, rolling them out, putting eggs, cheese, and sausage on them, rolling them up, and sticking them in the oven. And it is so good. And you can do this with anything. So, of course, eggs, cheese, and bacon. I'm doing sausage, egg, and cheese. You can literally put anything in these crescent rolls. I love them. They're so yummy for desserts and stuff like that too. And of course, they're delicious on their own. But this makes for a really super, super easy make ahead. And I'm just filling them with the scrambled eggs. And I had a bunch of frozen sausages, turkey sausage in the freezer. So I am just sticking a frozen sausage on there. I didn't even thaw them. I had them out for maybe a couple of minutes on the counter, but they definitely weren't all the way thawed. And I'm just filling these guys up. And what I should have did it more towards the, I should have put the cheese more towards the wider part and then started rolling it instead of sticking it in the middle. You'll see it, they come out a little bit on the big side, but it doesn't matter. They're still delicious. So I'm just rolling them up, and I added the cheese, the eggs, the sausage, and it is fully cooked sausage. It's just frozen. So if it's not fully cooked, then I would imagine maybe you should thaw it, or it's going to need a little more cooking time. But yeah, so these are fully cooked turkey sausages that I just put in the middle there, and I'm rolling them up, and then we're going to get them in the oven. You're going to bake them at 350, and it's 15 to 18 minutes. I think I put mine in for like 12 minutes, and then I wanted to, we don't like our croissants super brown or anything like that. So 10 to 15 minutes, and they came out delicious. I'll show you in a little bit. And another thing that's super, super easy to freeze. This recipe right here, I think, is hands down my favorite one that I made today. And I've never made this before. They're cinnamon sugar French toast muffins. And most of my kids enjoy French toast. And I thought, like, how great would it be to have it in basically like a cupcake form? And these could not really have been easier. It's all ingredients that you're more than likely to have on hand: flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, butter, milk, eggs, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla extract. That's it. And it was it was so easy to make, quick. Everything came together really, really quickly. And these go in the oven at 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And you're going to do like the toothpick method, and put it in for 20, and if it comes out clean, then you're good to go, and let them cool. And they really were so yummy. I think they maybe lasted 2 days, not even. They were gobbled up in no time. And these are really, really good for the mornings, because you could just pop them in the microwave, get them a little warm and gooey, and get like kind of the sugar a little caramelized. Then you can add some syrup on top and whatever you normally would put on French toast. And oh my gosh, they really came out so, so good. So I have my little helper here. I stopped a second to take the croissant sausages out, and they came out super yummy. They look delicious. So now I'm just pouring the French toast muffin batter into these cups here that I actually got off Amazon a while ago, and they work out so well. They're really great. They don't stick to the batter of anything, and they look really super pretty. Like you just got them from a bakery, and they're so affordable. I think they come in like a box of 100. I want to say I spent like $6, and they're so cute. So these are my go-to muffin liners now, but they're really yummy. So like I said, you're sticking those in the oven, 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes. So while those were baking in the oven, my final recipe is my tried and true mini muffin recipe. And these things, no matter when I make them, the kids love them. This is that was just the cinnamon sugar topping for the French toast muffins when they come out of the oven. But this is the mini muffin recipe that I've used for years now. I started making these when my kids would go through boxes of those Little Bites, the Entenmann's Little Bite muffins. I mean, I'll buy them from BJ's in the huge box, and even when I hide them, they find them, and it's like they just gobble them down, and I stopped buying them because I would buy them for school snacks and stuff like that, and they love them, and that's great, but it's just, it was too much. So it inspired me to find a kind of a copycat recipe for them, and this fits the bill. It is so, so good. They gobble them up every single time, and it makes a really decent amount, even when you're not doubling it. This is just the recipe as it is. I didn't double it or anything like that, and it makes a really decent amount. Let me see here if it says, oh yeah, it says it makes 44. So, and it does. It makes really, really nice amount of mini muffins, and I never have to freeze these or even get them in the refrigerator because they're normally gone. They do not last, and they're really super easy to package up and put in your kids' lunch boxes for snacks and all that. But these are the French toast muffins, and I'm just putting that cinnamon sugar on top, and while they're still warm, and then I pop them back in the oven under the broiler just for not even, I think I put 3 minutes there, but I don't even think I left it in for 3 minutes. Just a minute, just to get like that sugar nice and ooey and gooey on the top. And these mini muffin batter, I'm just putting into my tins here. And I don't line these with anything. I feel like when they eat them out of the Little Bites packages, they're not in anything. So it just mimics it mimics them more. So I just spray it down, with some nonstick spray. And I get them in there, and they make a ton. And they're already in here. Like, when are they ready? They love these things. They are so good. And to freeze them, I am just taking foil, wrapping them in the foil, making sure all the edges are closed, and I'm going to put them in some freezer baggies. I try to do it flat so that I can stack things, but and that's it. That's how simple it is. I'm not freezing the muffins because, like I said, these will be gone well before we start school. So the muffins I'm definitely going to have to make more of, but the biscuit sandwiches and the croissant sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches are great for the mornings, for school mornings, or like I said, even if you want to thaw them and reheat them in the morning and then throw them in some lunch boxes for school. I think that would be a great idea too. So these are really easy go-to breakfast choices in the morning when we know. I'm looking forward to school. We need it. The kids are a little bit at each other's throats now. Sometimes they say distance makes the heart grow fonder. So they need a little bit of separation now. We're ending the summer. We're gearing down. We're slowing down. Although that's not true. We're actually speeding up in many ways. So just to know I have some options in the freezer ready to go for them is great. And not all my kids will eat these breakfast sandwiches, but at least my older one and possibly my youngest. But they're even good for my husband if he wants to grab, just a snack or something on the way to work, or me. I typically don't eat huge breakfasts, so this is really great to just pop in the microwave in the morning and with a quick cup of coffee and then be on my way. But getting them into the Ziploc bags, squeezing as much air out as I can, and labeling them with what they are, because I'll say to myself, oh, I'll remember. And then, yeah, the next day I'll take them out and I won't have no idea what I put in there. And so just labeling is always key. And taking these dupe mini muffins, as I like to call them, little bite mini muffins, and I put one, I couldn't even get one on the plate and I had a little hand in there already. So these, if you don't make anything else from this video, I highly, highly suggest these mini muffins. They are so yummy and they make a ton. And I like to think that they're better for you than the store-bought brand because they're homemade and you see exactly what's going in there, but they're very easy to do. Going to end the video with just doing a little bit of cleanup this morning. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you got some ideas on some fun and easy, quick make-ahead morning breakfast for all these busy mornings up ahead. I hope if you've started the school year that your mornings are going well. And if you've not, like us, good luck. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.